Greetings, stargazers. I'm Tiberius the Turtle, and I've been around for millennia. I've seen empires rise and fall, comets streak across the cosmos, and the birth of traditions that have stood the test of time. One such tradition, the celebration of Christmas, has roots that stretch back to ancient times, long before the story of the Nativity. Join me as we travel back to ancient Rome, to the heart of a boisterous festival known as Saturnalia. Imagine, if you will, a city adorned with garlands of evergreen boughs. The air is thick with the scent of roasting meats and the sound of laughter. This is Rome during Saturnalia, a week-long celebration in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture and time. The festivities begin on the 17th of December, a time when the winter solstice casts its long shadow across the land.
During Saturnalia, the usual social order is overturned. Schools and businesses are closed, and even slaves are granted temporary freedom to partake in the revelry. Gifts are exchanged, often candles to symbolize the return of the sun, or small clay figurines known as sigillaria. Gambling is permitted, and feasts are enjoyed by all, a time of joyous abandon before the return to normalcy. Saturnalia is a time of release, a celebration of light and life in the darkest depths of winter. It's a reminder that even in the face of dwindling daylight, hope and joy can always be found.
As Saturnalia fades in our rearview mirror, let's journey north to the snow-laden forests of ancient Germany and Scandinavia. Here, amidst frosted pines and frozen lakes, another winter celebration unfolds, Yule. Imagine huddling around a crackling fire, the flames casting flickering shadows on the wooden walls of a cozy cottage. Outside, a blanket of snow muffles the world in silence, broken only by the mournful howl of a distant wolf. This is Yule, a 12-day festival observed by the Norse and Germanic people.
Yule is a time for feasting and storytelling, for honoring the Norse god Odin and celebrating the return of the sun. A central symbol of Yule is the Yule log, a large log carefully chosen and brought into the home with great ceremony. The log is lit from the embers of the previous year's log, representing the continuity of life and the triumph of light over darkness. As the Yule log burns, it brings warmth and light into the darkest days of winter, a beacon of hope in the heart of the frozen north.
Our journey now takes us to Bethlehem, a small town in Judea, where a different kind of story is about to unfold. The year is approximately 6 BC, and the Roman Empire stretches across the known world. Imagine a sky ablaze with stars, their light painting the Judean hills in shades of silver. In the town of Bethlehem, a young couple, Mary and Joseph, seek shelter. Mary, heavy with child, is about to give birth. They find refuge in a humble stable, a place of hay and animals, far from the comforts of home. In this humble setting, a miracle occurs. A baby is born, a child named Jesus. This child, wrapped in swaddling clothes and laid in a manger, is believed by many to be the Son of God, the long-awaited Messiah. His birth, heralded by a bright star in the east, marks the beginning of a new era, a time of hope and salvation. As the baby Jesus sleeps peacefully in the manger, a sense of wonder and awe fills the air. The night is no longer silent but alive with celestial music and the fluttering of unseen wings. Imagine a chorus of angels, their voices echoing through the starlit sky, proclaiming the birth of the Messiah. Shepherds, tending their flocks in nearby fields, are startled by the heavenly light and the sound of angelic voices. These humble shepherds, accustomed to the quiet of the night, are the first to hear the news of Jesus' birth. Guided by the star and the angel's song, the shepherds make their way to the stable in Bethlehem. They find Mary and Joseph and the newborn baby surrounded by an aura of peace and divine light. The shepherds, overcome with joy and wonder, spread the news of the miracle they have witnessed. As word spreads throughout the land, a sense of hope and expectation begins to grow. The birth of Jesus, the arrival of the divine into the human world, is an event that will change the course of history.
Centuries pass, and the story of Jesus' birth continues to be told and retold. The early Christian church begins to celebrate his birth, incorporating elements of Saturnalia and Yule into their festivities.
Meanwhile, in a far corner of the Roman Empire, a new tradition is taking shape, inspired by the life and generosity of a man named Nicholas. Imagine a small town in what is now Turkey, where a wealthy young man named Nicholas dedicates his life to helping the poor and the sick.
Nicholas, known for his piety and compassion, uses his inheritance to provide for those in need, always giving secretly and expecting nothing in return.
One of the most beloved stories about Nicholas tells of a poor man who couldn't afford dowries for his 3 daughters. In his despair, the man considered selling his daughters into servitude. However, Nicholas, hearing of the man's plight, secretly delivers 3 bags of gold to the man's home, saving the daughters from a life of hardship.
This act of selfless generosity becomes legendary, and Nicholas, later canonized as Saint Nicholas, becomes known as the protector of children and the patron saint of gift-giving.
From saint to Santa, a magical transformation unfolds. As the centuries pass, the legend of Saint Nicholas spreads throughout Europe, carried by merchants, sailors, and pilgrims.
In the Netherlands, he becomes known as Sinterklaas, a benevolent figure who arrives by boat from Spain, bearing gifts for well-behaved children.
In time, the image of Saint Nicholas undergoes a magical transformation, evolving from a 4th century bishop into the jolly, bearded figure we know today as Santa Claus.
Imagine a world on the cusp of winter, where chimneys puff with smoke and frost paints intricate patterns on window panes. Children, their eyes wide with anticipation, leave out treats for Sinterklaas and his trusty steed. The air crackles with excitement, a palpable sense of magic in the air.
This transformation is a testament to the enduring power of stories and the human desire for magic and wonder, especially during the darkest days of the year. The image of Santa Claus, with his booming laughter, twinkling eyes, and sack full of toys, captures the spirit of generosity and joy that lies at the heart of Christmas. Dashing through the snow, a sleigh ride through starlight. The scene now shifts, moving across continents and centuries to a snowy landscape bathed in the soft glow of moonlight. High above the earth, a sleigh drawn by 8 reindeer soars through the starlit sky. At the reins sits Santa Claus, his cheeks rosy from the cold, his eyes twinkling with merriment. Imagine the crisp, cold air rushing past as Santa's sleigh, laden with gifts, glides effortlessly over snow-covered fields and sleeping towns. The northern lights dance overhead, painting the sky in shimmering hues of green, pink, and violet. With a flick of the reins and a hearty on, Dasher, on, Dancer, on, Prancer and Vixen, Santa guides his reindeer on their appointed rounds. Down countless chimneys he goes, leaving behind a trail of magic and the fulfillment of countless Christmas wishes. The image of Santa Claus flying through the night sky, a beacon of joy and generosity, has become synonymous with the magic and wonder of Christmas. A tapestry of traditions, from carols to crackers. From its ancient origins to its modern incarnation, Christmas has evolved into a tapestry of traditions woven together over centuries.
It's a time for carols sung by candlelight, for the aroma of gingerbread and roasted chestnuts filling the air, and for the joy of giving and receiving gifts.
Imagine a warm and inviting living room, adorned with twinkling lights and a beautifully decorated Christmas tree. The scent of pine needles and cinnamon fills the air as family and friends gather, their faces aglow with warmth and laughter.
Christmas crackers are pulled, releasing small trinkets and paper crowns. Stories are shared, carols are sung, and gifts are unwrapped, each present a symbol of love and appreciation.
The spirit of Christmas is alive in these shared moments, in the traditions passed down through generations, and in the simple joy of being together. The enduring spirit of Christmas, a timeless celebration. As our journey through the history of Christmas comes to an end, we find ourselves back in the present, surrounded by the familiar sights, sounds, and smells of the season.
The twinkling lights, the scent of pine, the sound of carols, they all speak to something deeper, something that resonates within us all.
Christmas, in its many forms and iterations, is ultimately a celebration of hope, of light overcoming darkness, of generosity and love. It's a time for reflection, for family and friends, for remembering those in need. It's a time for joy, for laughter, for creating memories that will last a lifetime.
So, as you gather with loved ones this Christmas, take a moment to appreciate the rich history and traditions that have shaped this beloved holiday. Remember the ancient festivals of Saturnalia and Yule, the story of the Nativity, the generosity of Saint Nicholas, and the enduring magic of Santa Claus.
And most importantly, remember the true spirit of Christmas, a spirit of love, generosity, and hope that transcends time and unites us all.